I got places to go.
Coach, on Friday you talked about how you didn't like the performance from the off-the-bench players. What was your reaction to their production today?
I thought today we did. I thought today we got some great contributions from our bench. Not so much that, makes you feel like we're there, like right where we need to be. But I think right now if you watch us play, there's like a group that when they're together, it just looks like wow. And then as we start to, it looks less wow. Like nothing looks terrible, but so we're trying to find who fits with who. But today I liked it. Today I liked it better than the other day, for sure.
On that same that was loud. On that same note, you mentioned on Friday wanting to see more production from the front court and Blanca and Sarah, especially on the rebounds. Did you like what you saw from them today, or do you feel like there's still room for them to attack the glass?
I thought Sarah Williams was better. I thought Blanca was better at her attempts at putting herself in the mix. So yeah, the two that we challenged the most, Sarah Williams and Blanca. And I think overall as a team, I thought we were way more active on the offensive boards than we were on Friday.
Eight rebounds from AZ today. Is there anything missing from her game right now, the way she's playing?
I don't know. I don't think so. Today was one of the most aggressive halves that I've seen her have. I thought she was really over the top and how much she wanted to get shots off. There are times when she puts the ball on the floor that she's thinking maybe I'm going to pass it. I never got that feeling today. I thought she was going to shoot it, and I think she did rebound. And her defense today was really good. So right now, when you get to be a senior, and you get to be all that, like everybody, says she's all that, then you have to be able to do all that. I guess that's how it goes, right?
Geno, I wanted to ask you about Blanca's development in general, but specifically these last couple of days. Were the demands of the game a little too much for her the other night? Is that why she didn't play so much? And then, obviously, she has a great performance today. What's the Blanca experience been like for you thus far, and where could it be headed in the coming months?
Yeah, that's a big mystery. Because the way Blanca looks and her experience, we forget this is her first year playing here. She's a freshman. She plays in a rush to score, to make a play, to do something. And I think Friday night, the hype of the game and the wanting to have an impact on the game so much, I think she was way ahead of herself and got 3 quick, silly, stupid fouls. And, yeah. And, when they say she wasn't in her comfort zone, let's put it that way. But I had a pretty intense film session with her. And she responded like I thought she would. She's a pro. Even though she's 18, she's a pro. But she's a young pro. And this is just the beginning of, I think, especially if those threes keep going down the way they did today. There's just so much that she can do. Yeah.
Coach, less than 48 hours removed from a pretty emotional win. What goes into preparing your team for a team that's pretty good from behind the arc and kind of sneaky?
Yeah, I thought our defense needed a couple adjustments. Thought we made some mental mistakes, physical mistakes too, the other night. And, you know, if you give a really good team like Michigan extra chances, opportunities to stay connected in the game, they're going to take advantage of them, you know. You know, somebody was telling me today Silas Swords didn't really play great today, but she's averaging 30 points a game at least every time she's played the number 1 team in the country or number 2 teams in the country. So I don't feel so bad now, you know. We had to make some adjustments defensively in the day between the 2 games. And it was good that we played another team that was averaging 9 threes a game. But as I said, it's early. Things will get better as they go along.
With Daisy's rebounding, is that just a matter of increased effort on her part, or is she doing something different to get those rebounds?
I got to be honest. I really thought it was an embarrassing performance by our team Friday night in that Sarah Strong got 20 rebounds. The fact that, I'm not saying this is true, that it's so easy maybe to stand there and go, Sarah will get it. I don't have to go, Sarah will get it. So we made a huge point about we are not going to be that team that sits around and looks and goes, Sarah, get us 20 rebounds. That's hard work. I mean, that kid was exhausted by the end of that game. So I think they felt bad. I know Blanca did, and I know, you know, AZ did. You know, rebounding is just, I just want to. That's all it is. You know, I just want to. You know, there's a ball up there, and I want it. And the great rebounders, they go get it. But first you have to say, I want to. I want to.
A little off topic, but you guys signed Jovana Popovic on Friday. Yes, we didn't get a chance, or Thursday, sorry. We didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, but how did she come on your radar, and what do you like about her the most so far?
Well, at first I was trying to find out if she was related to Coach Popovich in San Antonio, and I thought it was worth it just to do that. But now we've known about Jovana for quite some time, and it's always delicate over there when kids they're on these club teams, and there's contracts that they have with these teams, and then they're in school, and it can get like in the weeds, you know, it gets complicated. So, you know, we went about the recruiting process of American kids, you know, kids in this country. You know, we knew we wanted Big O, right? So we got that done. And then, you know, we got to work on, let's start the process. And you know, she's the kind of kid, she's a little bit like Nika. She's always wanted to come to the States and play basketball, and, you know, playing at UConn, you know, it's a big dream for a lot of those kids now. And I like the way she plays. She's tough. You know, she can score. She plays with older kids, kind of like Blanca, you know. She's the youngest kid that plays. She plays up with the senior national team, and she's, what, 17 years old now, even whatever she is. So, yeah, an awful lot of things that I value, she possesses. So I'm excited for her.
Had some ups and downs with both KK and Ash through these first few games, but a pretty efficient night today for both of them. Just where do you feel like they kind of are in adjusting to what you need from them this year?
Yeah, they've had an interesting career, right? They come in as freshmen, and I don't know that everybody said, wow, you know, that's our ticket to winning a national championship. They're just two young kids hoping that they get a chance to play. And then they're thrown in the starting lineup. And then sophomore year, they think, oh, yeah, we're going to start. And then they realize when they get here, no, we're not, you know. But we can impact this team coming off the bench. And so they had a tremendous impact on the team, and we won a national championship. Now they're going back to their starters, a little different role maybe in their mind. I don't see it different. Maybe a little more, you know, in their minds, I think, I want to do more. Now that I'm a junior, I have to do more. I have to be better. I have to, and that wears on you sometimes. And be honest, I like them coming off the bench better because there's no worry. Just go in, run around like crazy, shoot, pester the other team, and then get a breather. Now, I think they feel like they have to do more, so I have to manage that. But I thought tonight, I told KK, and she got a couple stupid fouls, but I told her after the game, I thought this was one of her better games. She was really good.
Coach, yesterday I spoke to Kim English, the coach of the Providence men's team. I noticed in his huddles, he always had two stats available to him, both defensive stats, deflections and kills, 3 straight possessions without a made basket by the other team. Is there anything you want to focus in on your huddle where you always have that available to you, or something you tell the girls, look at this, see where you're trying, see where you're not?
I think those huddle things are really cool, and they vary from team to team. You know, there's been years where we chart like 7 or 8 things at the end of the game. Right now, we're in a score, stop, score mentality, and how many of those can we get? You know. And you'd be surprised. It's not easy. It's not easy to do, right? So that mentality in practice and in games, and that probably gets said at least 3 times in every huddle. Okay, you know, let's get a score, let's get a stop, let's get a score. You know, and we try to chart how many. You know. In our films and in our talks with them during the week, there's more individual things that we point out to them, you know. But team-wise, how many score, stop, scores can we get?